The loud ones went over there. All you got left are the quiet, racist, right-wing nuts, right?
So a few months ago, Marg Delahunty, played by the brilliant Mary Walsh at This Hour Has 22 Minutes, interviewed Andrew Scheer. And I just recently saw this, and I have to play it because watching Andrew Scheer squirm while she exposes exactly what Andrew Scheer and the Conservative Party is about is just a joy to watch. And it also sets up a conversation that I want to have about Maxime Bernier and the People's Party of Canada. Watch.
Mr. Scheer, oh my God, Marg Delahunty, how are you?
Do you know Mark Critch?
Congratulations on becoming the next Prime Minister. Well, not really, I know. But basically, hey? My God, isn't it a wonderful time for you to become PM when all the racist right-wing nuts have all gone over to Maxime Bernier, and all that's left in the party is the quiet. The loud ones went over there. All you got left are the quiet, racist right-wing nuts, right? Oh my God, you're just like Stephen Harper, aren't you? No. Except lacking, of course, Stephen's innate charm and charisma. The poor man, Stephen Harper, but still, you know, a very rich, very white man.
All right, so that was quick, but this is what the Conservative Party is now. So because of Maxime Bernier and the People's Party of Canada, which I'll get to in a minute here, because of that new Conservative Party that has come up, this Conservative Party now, Andrew Scheer's Conservative Party, is for the quiet racist ones, the quiet bigots. And Andrew Scheer is, essentially a poor man's Stephen Harper. Now, she joked there at the beginning about him becoming the new prime minister because right now, I'll get to the polls in a bit, show that there's a good chance, if this trend continues, that Andrew Scheer will become the next prime minister. But that might not happen if Maxime Bernier and his People's Party is able to cut a little support away from Andrew Scheer's Conservatives. So if you don't know who Maxime Bernier is, I envy you because Maxime Bernier, by all accounts, is not a great person. So let me just give you some examples of what Maxime Bernier has been doing. So he has attacked trans rights, calling the transgender fad, promoted by the far left, isn't about fighting discrimination anymore. It's a pretext to attack free speech, parental rights, and give government more power over our lives. And of course, he references Jordan Peterson, saying he was absolutely right when he warned us years ago. Yeah, no, he wasn't. Jordan Peterson talked about how people would be thrown in jail if you misgender people, which never happened. But I guess we don't get to have a conversation about that when these conservative so-called intellectuals are wrong about something. Also, from Maxime Bernier here, he has he's claimed that he's all for diversity in Canada, but he's not for more diversity. This idea where he's attacking multiculturalism, saying how multiculturalism, if we have more of it, it's going to destroy Canada, even though, I mean, as a nation, much like America, we are built on multiculturalism. So what Maxime Bernier really is speaking to is that he doesn't want less white people. He wants more white people. He wants Canada to be a white nation. That's actually what he means, but I don't think he even really realizes that because that's his view. In his world, Canada is mostly white. So if we have more multiculturalism, well, that's going to ruin what, in his mind, Canada is. Another example of how Maxime Bernier is terrible, he also is against doing anything about climate change. So he tweeted out an extremist video from Ezra Levant saying Andrew Scheer submits to UN global warming agenda. So, I mean, the only positive thing about this tweet is that he's attacking Andrew Scheer. So that's something you will notice about Maxime Bernier. He does want to try and peel off some Andrew Scheer voters or some conservative voters. And that's essentially what he'll be doing. I mean, that's where his support is going to come from. But this idea that he's against having a united front against climate change and actually addressing this serious issue, I mean, it shows you just how out of touch Maxime Bernier is. Now, let's look at the CBC poll tracker, what it shows us right now. So currently, the Conservatives lead in this poll with 34.4%, but they are going down. So the Liberals had a huge drop-off at the beginning of the year through the SNC-Lavalin scandal, which kind of exposed the Liberal Party for, just being the typical neoliberal party that they are, serving corporate interests over anybody else. But the Conservatives are the exact same. So I discussed this when I was covering the SNC-Lavalin scandal. If it was a conservative government, we never even would have heard about it, because they would have given SNC-Lavalin the deferred prosecution agreement that that massive company was looking for. So this would be a non-scandal under the Conservatives, but only because they would be working hand in hand with corporate interests. So because there was a dissenter within the Liberal Party in Jody Wilson-Raybould, we actually heard about how powerful these corporations are and their influence on politics. But not to get back into that, just looking back at this poll. So the Greens, surprisingly, are up at 10%. The NDP is down at 16.1%, which is not good. So the NDP is going to have to do a lot more to get some traction before the election. But again, in Canada, elections don't really start until 3 months before the actual vote. So a lot of this can change in that time. But right now, it appears to be a race between the Conservatives and the Liberals.